Hi Stampin' friends. I had these pumpkins that I used last time, and I used the pastels. So I wanted to try and show you that even if you don't have the exact color, a lot of times you can mix the pastels together to get the color that you need. For example, mixing grape and poppy to get something that sort of matches the Merry Merlot, things like that. Now, if you get too frustrated with that, just get out your blends or your ink pads and get your colors that way. But I just kind of wanted to show using the blender pens with the pastels. All right, so I started out, I decided I wanted my base to be the Merry Merlot, and I just kind of cut some general paper looks here. I just added an embossing folder here to the pumpkin pie layer. This is the one that's in the fall mini catalog. And it has kind of just some splotches of texture and then some words, and like the word harvest is right here. So I always try to add harvest when I'm particularly wanting to make a harvest card. I always try to make sure that little word is in there. I don't know, you probably can't even see it. So there, I think you can kind of see the word harvest. Anyway, so I just wanted to make sure that showed, and then I put this little cutout here, and I stamped the Gather Together using the Merry Merlot. So I'm also probably going to stamp this with the leaves that we used in the last live, just to give it a little more going on. But I didn't want to bore you with that detail because that's just something that we can add later. And then I'll probably add some more leaves around that are cut out here. Like probably put some leaves like that and maybe like that, just to add a little more leafiness. In order to get this all on here, I don't know if you can tell this, but it was almost too small for this. So what I was thinking was I could just put some leaves over here on the side, and that would make it look like it's a little more balanced. So if it looks like it's skewed to this side over here, then I just thought some leaves could make that look nice right there. So that's my plan on that. So then when I'm finished coloring these, I will pop these guys. Well, I'll just do some scooching there, won't I? I'll pop these guys up on that. So that's my plan for this card. And then I just wanted to add, I have some ribbon here that I thought would kind of add to the fall look. Just some bumblebee gingham, which I think just kind of blends into all the yellows and oranges and things that I have going on here. So I thought that would be pretty to add detail across the bottom there. So let me go ahead and cut that so that I remember what I'm doing here. Be sure and use that, not get everything carried away on that. All right, so I have my blender pen out, and this is the apple. I have these labeled. I don't know if I've shown you this. I showed you this last time, but if you were here or not, I have them labeled by what color they are so I don't forget. And I'm just using the Granny Apple Green to color my leaves. And then I'm going to go back in, because it is such a light color, I'm going to go back in and add some Mossy Meadow to just kind of give it a little bit darker color, and to also tone it down a little bit. It's kind of a springy or summery bright color of green. And I think the Mossy Meadow just kind of tones it down. And another thing I noticed, that if you're using it with the Old Olive, that the Mossy Meadow and the Granny Apple Green together pretty much turn into an Old Olive. I think that might be one of the reasons that they chose those two greens to get the maximum color possibilities out of this. Okay, and then on these stems, I used the Mossy Meadow for the stems as well. Just kind of give them plenty of color there. And I'm trying not to rough up my paper top. You have to kind of be gentle when you add color, just kind of daub it on in a way. So, okay, now I'm done with the green, so I'm going to close that end up. And what I was doing on this one was using a combination of the mango and the poppy to create an orange. So let's see, I don't think you can see that. Let's see. So what I did was wet the mango with my blender pen, get a little poppy, and then bring it back to add color. So that was to give me my pretty much pumpkin pie. And I want the darkest parts. This doesn't flow as well as a blend, but these give a different look. And so I do think that they're worthwhile to try sometimes. Here we go. You can get more color variation, I think, by using the blends and using the pastels instead of the blends. So like you can see, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm doing there. That's like, I've made a spot that's slightly lighter. And by the same token, you could make a spot that's orange or redder, like at the bottom here, like that. Because it is just very subtle bits of color that make a difference. Let me go ahead and put that in there. So I know some of us like to use that like a Cajun craze, and so that would be pretty intense as a version of Cajun craze there. Okay, there. Now I've kind of gone back here to my, as you can see that I've kind of gone back to what looks like a pumpkin pie right in the middle there. So I want to blend these together because I did kind of get a little bit light over here, but I kind of want to let that dry just a bit so that I don't pull it too much. Anyway, so there's that. And I'm just going to get some trash paper here and kind of clean that off with my blender pen. Need all that color in there before I dip into the next one. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is try to color a, like something that kind of looks like a purple. So I'm going to use the grape and the poppy and see what I get. That kind of looks a little bit more like the cinnamon cider than I was imagining. There we go. That's giving it more of a Merry Merlot look. Oh, I probably got too much red that time. Okay, there we are. Not bad. There. And leaving the streaks kind of just gives it like a look of the striations of the pumpkin. There's that. And then on this one, I've got to try to decide what color I'm going to make the pumpkin. I could try with a yellow, so I might go ahead and try that. Let's see here. Get rid of that green. Okay. I might use the daffodil for this one. Ooh, that may not be dark enough. I get a little bit of mango there. Here we are. See that color. Go across the bottom. I like to kind of, one thing when I'm using this, I like to kind of outline first. I do find that they are a little bit hard to use just because we're used to, now that we have the blends, we're almost more used to free-flowing color and lots of color. And so with this, you're more giving a hint of color rather than complete saturation like I'm used to. But makes a nice soft look. There we are. Put a little extra color under the leaves so that it looks like shadow. There we go. And leave a spot that looks like the sun is hitting it. Let me go back in here with that dark color and a little empty spot there. Okay, so you may not care for these colors as much as some of the ones I've used in the past, but I think this just gives a cute kind of a look there. And I think this will be easy to make for your fall cards if you use these colors. Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, the Cinnamon Cider, and the Merry Merlot. So it's just kind of some fall pumpkin gourdy looking kind of colors. And then you can use any green you want, and then either very vanilla or basic white. I almost said whisper white. It's hard to forget that old name. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.